Hello everyone, I'm Micaiah Pickens and I hope you're having a great day. Today I'll be informing you all about the fundamental psychological principles that explain human behavior. At the end of my speech, I hope you all will be able to understand the processes surrounding human cognition, the role of emotional behavior, and the way social factors influence human behavior. I'll be taking you all through the basic components of psychology, which are cognition, emotion, and social influence as very important matters, how these things work together to produce human behavior. The psychologist Daniel Kahneman once said, "We think much less than we think we think." I think this quote emphasizes the subconscious nature of our behavior, much of which is dictated by processes of which we are rarely have any awareness of. I have been studying the study of psychology extensively, and the knowledge of humans and behavior processes fascinates me in many ways, how that it can be applied to our common everyday life. Everybody has and feels emotion, makes decisions, and reacts to social relations on a daily basis. So that the study and knowledge of psychology is a big help to us in our everyday lives. Today, I want to tell you all about the three important areas of psychology: cognition, emotional reactions, and social factors that affect all human reactions. First, we will talk about how the brain understands and interprets things. Second, about the effect emotions have on our decisions. Third, about if social environments affect us by producing reactions in us. Now let's turn our attention to how our brains cognate or interpret the information we observe. The mind processes a large amount of information at a subconscious level, exerting an influence over many decisions before we can even realize it subconsciously. For instance, studies published in the Journal of Cognitive Neuroscience demonstrates that subconsciously signified brain activity predicts decisions by several seconds before they occur in consciousness. Conscious cognition is somewhat limited and becomes rather slow, and therefore we act automatically and subconsciously. Now that the cognition is well understood, let us turn to the question of how the emotions influence action. Emotion as such influences decision making extraordinarily, and sometimes outweighs entirely logical reasoning. Daniel Goleman states in his book Emotional Intelligence that emotional reactions inform the thinking of many people in their decisions, and that frequently without their knowing it. Techniques for regulating emotional expression can be mindfulness, which is employed in the improvement of personal life and the state of health and relationships because they aid in regulating impulsive and emotional reactions. Finally, we'll be able to examine how social influences affect behavior. Strongly helpful in the direction of improvement of all areas in personality is the enforcement of social standards and conformity. The American Association of Psychology points out that social influence is one of the strong forces working on individual personality, and that people frequently react according to social suggestions rather than in conformity with their own beliefs. Furthermore, culturally conditioned values impose their influence upon attitudes and behavior, since social environments provide a background of ideas about values, ideals, and the things of life, seen by Pew Research Center. Additionally, volitional activity is influenced by the thoughts, emotion, and social influences all working together. By learning these factors of psychology, human behavior is given an opportunity for an understanding of itself and its relationships to others with a view to its improvement and development. As we reflect upon this process, We are reminded by Daniel Kahneman that much of the forces at work in the development of personality is below the threshold of consciousness, but that the study of psychology will bring to the conscious processes of thought these forces so that a better and more satisfactory adjustment of personality may be anticipated and aimed toward. My references are 1. Goldman D. 1995, Emotional Intelligence. Why It Can Matter More Than IQ. Journal of Cognitive Neuroscience, 2022. Subconscious Predictors of Decision Making. American Psychological Association, 2023. The Power of Social Influence. Last but not least, Pew Research Center, 2021. Culture and Behavior, How Background Shapes Us.